Hi everyone. I just wanted to do a quick channel update for you all and just connect in with you all. I was going to do a live, but honestly, I've been running around like Benny Hill today trying to fit so many things in and it just wasn't going to happen. So I thought this will be the next best option and I will be checking and responding to the comments below. So let's go for this. So first of all, what a week, what a week. Dropping all the restrictions in the UK. There could be lots of reasons for that, but let's just embrace it and go with it. I've seen Denmark are now saying that, let me get the wording right, the V thing is no longer a socially critical disease and all restrictions being lifted from the first. So hopefully this is snowballing. Isn't it ridiculous that I still can't say certain words on here when this is being on mainstream media, some of these restrictions? I mean, that does say a lot, doesn't it, about how restricted we still are about what we are and aren't allowed to say. But I'm seeing so much positive things. Of course, we all know about the truckers. Absolutely brilliant, getting so much publicity. We're also seeing some pop stars like Paul Young, who has been kicked off Spotify for having his Joe Rogan talk. So I do support the boycott Spotify. I really do. I think we've got to vote with our dollars and pounds, guys. We've got to stop supporting these people. I know I'm still on this channel whilst I say that, but do you know, it's really weird. As someone who posts regular content, there's no method in the madness about what gets restricted and what doesn't. It's really, really odd. So let's see what's happened and what we can get away with. But I'm loving the fact that so much is being called out in so many different countries. I know, well, we're celebrating, say, in the UK temporarily, I hope not. That other countries, you know, the land of the kangaroos springs to mind greatly. And there will be others that you'll tell me about. Scotland, I think, is pretty awful at the moment, that are having, you know, really bad restrictions. But I think one thing that we've all got to is a stage now where just to, say if I'm in the UK, it's not good enough that the UK is opening up. We want to see this happening and freedom of choice across the globe. And none of us are going to be satisfied until that happens. So very much we're saying united we stand. We're not just saying, oh, I'm all right, Jack, sod everyone else. We're very much standing together. Now, this week, it's been a really mixed week for me. I'm not going to say too much about it, otherwise I'll cry. But after losing one of my horses, Billy, in December, I lost Fluffy Duffy last week, or we as a family did. And yes, they were both old, and it wasn't necessarily unexpected, but it doesn't make it any easier. And that's left a huge hole for us as a family, and that's something we're still very much come to terms with. I won't say anymore because I'm going to get all emotional about it. But you know, I think, let's compose myself a minute. I think, you know, it's really all about, we've been saying thing about what's important. You know, just make the most of your loved ones when they're here with you, and don't rush the time you have with them. You know, it's all very well, we get caught up in having to do all these things, but we say do your own research, but not at the expense of spending times with loved ones. I was very lucky because Duffy joined me on many of my videos. I'm sure a lot of you would have seen her. She was one of the ones, we got her probably, I mean, with most of our animals, we don't know how old they are. There's only one animal, Star, that we actually know how old she is, and she's 16 now. I know my dogs. All the rest are sort of estimates as their rescues. And Duffy has got a very special place in our memories, because when we went to the cat rescue home to see One-Eyed Steve, who we had, when we went in to see One-Eyed Steve, she jumped on my lap and wouldn't get off, and then jumped on the children's lap. And we weren't intending on coming back with two, but we just couldn't resist her because she literally chose us. And that is the most special feeling ever. Not that I ever go into a rescue home to choose and say, no, I'm not having that one, I'm having that one. That's not the case. We go in and they knew us really well and would just sort of give us ones that really needed homes. But she chose us. So she's got a very special part in all our hearts for that, and just a really gorgeous cat. And also my father, who is no longer with us on this plane, chose her name, Fluffy Duffy. So lots of sort of emotional connections to her, and it does feel like the end of an era. But, you know, as one bit, we've still got lots of other animals to care for. And I know the animals always come into our lives at the right time. So thank you for all your kind words for that. It was much appreciated. On a happier note, I have had such fun this week speaking to all the amazing people I've spoken to. So Bryce, high five to you, Bryce, my absolute bestie. We just have so much fun because it is literally like talking to your best friend and sharing your thoughts on camera. And we do it because I always feel uplifted when I have my conversations with Bryce. So we hope that you do too. And some things will resonate with you and some won't. And that's the case with everyone you're listening to. So feel free to take what resonates you and dismiss all the rest, because obviously we're all at very different stages. And, you know, this last week's been very, very difficult for me and my family. So I haven't been quite feeling as upbeat as normal. I've been feeling a lot more reflective, and we're all going to go through these stages with our personal challenges. My dear friend David Cohen from Australia attended a funeral of a very young family member, and you know, we're all going through our own unique individual challenges, and that's going to affect how we feel and about everything. So be gentle with yourselves on that. But I've loved my chats with Bryce. I've loved my chats with Mark Attwood, with Janine. I've had some fantastic people on this week, and next week it will continue. So on our discussion, Discover Your Passion series that Bryce and I are doing next week, we have got Charlie Ward. That is going to be a really good fun one. We're doing another one with Mark Attwood because we had so much to talk about with Mark that we just couldn't fit it into one session. So we're going to continue that. Bryce and I have started up our short little coffee chats where we're just sharing what's in our thoughts at that time. So I really hope that you enjoy those as well. Who else have I got next week? Oh, Mel K. I've just had a really lovely chat with Mel K. So I'll try and process that video tonight, but that will obviously be on my Rumble channel. I can't put that here, so the link will be below to the Mel K. Mel K is doing an absolutely fantastic job getting out and about in America, carrying on with all her research. She's just a wealth of knowledge, and also just so encouraging, and just a generally really, really lovely person. I've been loving my chats with Shanti from Icarus Rising, from Spiritually Raw, Medina, David Cohen, Bryce and I will be back next week. So anyway, there's lots and lots of good stuff coming, and I'm always happy to have suggestions as well. So really lovely young lady called Hannah, who's got a brilliant show that I will post the link to below, that I was on her show yesterday as well. So I will be sharing all these other people that are doing such great work. A couple of other things that I wanted to say. Lots of people have been asking me to do an animal communication course. So I'm getting started on that next week. So I'm trying to clear a little bit of time in my diary over the next 2 weeks to get started with that. And my great friend Timo, the vet, the holistic vet, and I will be starting up our Vibrant Animal Team videos again. We've just been so busy, and his schedule and my schedule, because again, we're always in different countries, just haven't got together. So give us a few weeks and they will be starting up again, because my absolute passion is animals, health, whether it's health of animals and humans, and just basically taking back our power. I've been a holistic therapist. I'm a biologist, but very much holistic biologist and holistic therapies. I work with loads of different therapies with animals and humans. And I have seen, you know, I'm old enough to be very experienced and long in the tooth of this. I've been suffering from the censorship long before I started talking about this stuff. And I know how powerful we are. And when we go right back to basics and can take control of food as medicine, using herbs, essential oils, light therapy, all the natural things that we're really into, then we can absolutely transform how we feel physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I do talk a lot about the Roots products because the team at Roots are so amazing. You know, people get really angry when you start selling things, but people come to me for advice and say, what do you use? And I want to share the ethical products that I have done so much research into and I 100% trust. So again, if it resonates with you and you think it can help you or your animals, go for it. And if it doesn't, don't worry. I've ordered one of the Resitones med beds in your pocket that Spiritually Raw have done a lot of research on, April and Jay from Spiritually Raw. And I've really looked into that and I really like what I see, but I haven't personally used it. So I've ordered one, mine's on my way, and I will be sharing that experience for how I'm finding it for my 2- and 4-legged family. So I'm almost really, really honest about this. And I never, ever share or promote things that I don't really believe in. You know, next we've got coming up one of my dear friends, Arunas, who started Raketa, the dog food company that you'll see the links to under my videos. Now, he's an amazing person. You're going to love hearing from him because these people are real inspirations of what you can do when all adversity is being thrown at you. And if you're passionate enough and your why is big enough, what it's possible to achieve. So I'm really trying to bring a brilliant selection of people to you. And I hope that you're getting something out of it. And I'm really, really happy to have feedback. The other thing is I've had lots of people message me on, the thing is there's Telegram, there's Messenger, there's WhatsApp, I've got 3 different email addresses. So I get all these messages and I must say I've been quite overwhelmed with them. So if you want to share your testimonials on the courses I offer, the products and things, and you're happy for me to share them with people, then please do email me on the email link shown below, because Andrew and I are getting a little bit more organized now, and we can start really sharing those with people, because there's nothing better than people sharing their real life experiences. And I've had so many people sharing them with me, but because my admin pile is this high, I haven't actually managed to share any of those and get them on my new website. Talking of the website, I've had all sorts of problems with the CatherineEdwards.life website because of server space and getting the videos on there, but fingers crossed I've resolved that now. So as of next week, I will be busy getting all the videos on there. And then there's the products page on there as well. And there's a contact me form as well. So hopefully that will be the go-to place. And I really, really encourage everyone to sign up to our newsletters, because the newsletters and the Telegram channels, all the links are below. The newsletter on the CatherineEdwards.life website, that is where I and Andrea helps with the newsletters. Thank you, Andrea. That is where we share all the stuff that I'm not allowed to talk about. So I get a lot of questions, the same ones coming through, and I'm like, it's in the newsletter, it's on the Telegram. And so that is your best way to be kept informed. We do not spam anyone, because that's where we can actually share information that we're not allowed to say elsewhere. So I can't keep answering the same questions individually. I'm really happy if they're not already covered in those, but because we do share so much of the information on there, please do sign up for those, use those first. And then if you've got questions that haven't been answered there, feel free to put them through. I've had some really amazing donations from people, and obviously with a lot of old animals in my little sanctuary, the vet's bills, I do all the holistic therapies, but sometimes, particularly at end of life, you do need vets on board and they're very, very expensive. Also, the work I'm doing here, believe it or not, it might look like I'm just sitting there and chatting, but I do a huge amount of research. So I really am working morning, noon and night, because I choose to, because I love to, because I'm passionate about it. I'm certainly not moaning. But I just want everyone to know who's donated. I am so, so grateful. And it's enabling me to get more help with other people. It's enabling me to help more animals and rescue organisations. It's enabling me to do more research and get more people on the shows, and get the technology that I need to actually do this job in a bit more of a professional way. So I really, really appreciate every single one of you who's done that. I know that there's so much out there for you to do it. So on a really heartfelt things, it means so much if anyone takes the time to do that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I think it's really, really lovely to see so many people at the moment of, I say, some young people. I will, sorry, it's Friday night. I'm just really looking at that thing. I'm just going to look at the name of this show I was on yesterday, because Hannah is upset. The Red Patriot Show. Look up the Red Patriot Show. I'll put the link below. We're seeing so many people of different ages, different backgrounds in different countries, stepping up to the mark, doing their bit, doing what they're passionate about. It's just brilliant to see, guys. It really is brilliant. Hannah, who I spoke to yesterday, 20 years old, amazing young lady, so full of energy and passion and wanting to make the world a better place. You know, Liz, the TikTok queen that Bryce and I interviewed, was it last week, I think? Absolutely amazing young lady, real inspiration. And then equally at the other end of the scale, I get a lot of older people who've got so much experience and so much wisdom to share. So each and every one of us, you know, I really hope people are really starting to see now that it's just important that we're ourselves. You know, we've all got, you know, special things we're good at, things that we're not good at. This not comparing ourselves to others. And the people that I'm connecting with at the moment, I feel really privileged to do so, because they really are doing it from a heartfelt space and for all the right reasons. And they're really, really supportive, and I couldn't ask for more. So thank you. You all know who you are. And that is the listeners, you listeners. I think, you know, one, the fact that you're sharing information, when you take the time to make a comment, it might seem like a little thing, but you're putting that positive energy back in there and sort of changing the vibration every time. So it's really, really important, and it's really appreciated. So thank you so much. So I'll stop waffling on now. You've probably heard enough of me. I just wanted to say lots of really good people coming over the next couple of weeks. I'll be trying to take the schedule down a little bit, because I've got to get cracking on this animal communication course, because it's just going to be so important for so many people. And keep sharing the news. I love it when people send me information. It's fantastic. Doesn't matter if I've seen it 10 times, you don't know it's that thing. So the more we spread, the more we're just spreading those good vibes. So all the positive stuff, keep it coming through. And my real message for this week is spend time with your loved ones. It's so, so important, and let them know that you love them. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Have a really brilliant weekend. And the final thing is, today is the 28th of January, and it's a really special day for me, because it is my gorgeous, gorgeous son's 22nd birthday. He won't be watching this, but he is the best son anyone could ever hope for. And 22 years ago, I had gone through the longest labour ever. I was about to have an emergency cesarean, and it was worth every single minute of those 3 days of labour. And he has just been the perfect son. So all my love to you. I won't say his name because I don't want to embarrass him anymore. But have a brilliant weekend, everyone. Lots of love.